Yes, indeed. Thank you for staying with us. Now, who fancies a slice of cake?
Luckily
Folks?
for us, Shane Smith has taken over our kitchen today. Yes, all the crew very excited this morning. Shane, this cake is magnificent. Simon's to be convinced, so he's the man you need to convince.
That's why I brought in Tiffins with me, just to
Sweeten
soften
them
the blow.
Just throw them at me. Shut up. Right, what do we start
You have to always plan so much on only the dish. If who's working today, what do they like?
What mood are they going to be in?
Really nice. We're actually just talking about earlier that you have a lovely recipe for the upside down pineapple cake.
Yes,
people I think associate with that one. It's more popular. But
Mammy's,
this
is it?
It is, yeah. And Shane was saying actually it's a pretty popular recipe, and this is a variation of it because pear and ginger work really well together.
Really, really nice. And I don't know if you remember, we used to always get it was like a Jamaican gingerbread kind of a cake.
Yeah.
And it kind of has this kind of fudgy texture because of the sugar that's in there. But
don't like it.
We're going to.
I don't like
it. Like it.
I want that one.
It says now.
I don't like it. I want to go to Florida.
We are going to start by lining our tin here. Again, the old trick, putting the sheet down.
Yeah.
And this will just pop it down, open up your tin.
Okay.
And then, or
so you
close
get your
it.
spring form.
Yes, they're always so handy.
Bought a new one during the week. Nice.
You know.
I did.
Oh,
Take
we
off
expect treats next again then.
the excess of this here now.
Oh, very good.
Now,
God, you're shocking clever.
That's a small one.
The tin. Oh, yeah. You have the family-sized tins.
Wow.
We have this
You're
here.
dealing with pineapple rings.
Make sure that if your tin is older, it's a bit wonky, that there's a little hole in it. Don't use it because it's going to ooze out. So make sure that it's a good kind of solid tin.
Oozage.
Not any day of the
No,
week.
he's right though, because they can warp, and then you have to throw them out.
That's right.
In our little pot here,
the
what
nice
we have
mundane
is
chats we have.
brown sugar and butter, and we've created almost like a little kind of a crumble paste.
Lovely.
So this here is literally going into the tin. So this is what's going to...
Did you cook that out, Shane? Did you melt it down now?
Just basically melted the butter down.
Oh, right,
so
okay,
the minute the butter is melted, you can switch it off. If you kind of start cooking it too much, it'll kind of start to, not say burn, but it'll caramelise it, exactly, and then you're gone too far. So just roughly spread that around.
Very good.
This is the top of the cake.
Yes, so we're going to flip this over then when it's done. So in here we have our brown sugar. We're using brown sugar for all of this because, again, we're going for that caramelly, really kind of toffee vibe. So we've got the butter and sugar in there, and we're just adding in our eggs.
And we'll pop the recipe up on the website, Shane.
This is the perfect recipe if you're having friends or family over this afternoon.
It's visual.
And it's easy.
It's really visual.
Really?
So,
yeah. Well, he hasn't done that much work.
yeah. I've been beavering away since 7 this morning in here.
That's true.
Again, eggs in. Now, the one thing I will say about this cake is you're adding in golden syrup. We're going to add in a little bit of honey and a little bit of sour cream.
Sweet, baby.
Yes, and it is going to look near the end that it may have split just a little bit because you're adding quite a lot in there. But the minute you add your flour and that in, it does come back together. So not to panic at that point.
Right, okay, good to know.
So our eggs are in. Pears. Pears, again, really seasonal, really nice. Make sure for this that you're getting a firm pear, because if you get softer ones, then they're going to cook down to mush almost, so you don't want them to break up too much. So get a nice pear while that's mixing. You're literally just cutting it in half.
And I would have gone the other way. I would have said that the pears that are too rock hard, you know, you're waiting to ripen up, wouldn't be suitable for this.
It's, again, each pear for, I suppose, if you're going to be doing like a poached pear, the firmer ones are nice. I would say with this one, go for the firmer one, because visually then you want the pear pieces to hold their shape. So you put them in. So we're just taking out the cores. We have some ready. If you're working ahead of time, what I've done here is literally just put in a little bit of lemon and water and put our sliced pears in there.
That's just so they don't discolour, is it?
Exactly, yeah, exactly. They keep a little bit their colour. So now that goes in. So once this is in, we have our...
This is easy because this is doing all the work, Shane.
Well, if you have a little hand mixer, you can use the hand mixer
Why
as well.
would you be bothered?
Or a wooden spoon.
Old
pop
school.
this in here. Now, so this is where we add the other. So we're just going to scrape down our ingredients here.
Okay, and I can see what you're saying about not to be worrying if it's...
Yeah, if it kind of looks like that little, like, I don't say curdled, but if it just kind of splits a little bit, don't worry too much. That is the...
supposed to.
Yes, exactly.
And what temp are you preheating the oven to?
150.
Shane? 150, so it's nice and low.
Nice and low, that's it. And it does take about an hour or a little bit more. It does, it takes. So we got our sour cream in there. We're adding in our golden syrup.
Look at that.
Now this, again, is a real treat. You know, it's not something you're going to be having every day of the week, but again, it's just...
It's so Moorish, though.
It is, yeah, and exactly, you don't need a huge amount of it. Now what I'm doing today is adding a little spoon of honey. This honey is actually award-winning yesterday. The Blossom Hearn Awards got a gold. It's the Be Active Raw Ivy honey. It's stunning.
Our Shane was only judging the Owl Awards.
I was just saying, he knows what he's talking about. He knows his honey.
That's whipped honey, you were saying.
This one here is a whipped honey, so it's just the texture is completely different on its own again, or again it just adds another layer of flavour.
But any honey will be fine.
Any honey, exactly. But this one here now, I said, it's nice to have an award-winning one in the house.
Of course it is. Well, look, we wouldn't expect anything less from you, Shane.
So in here now we've got...
So you're folding it all in?
All in. I said,
That's
at this
sweet,
point,
isn't it?
not to worry. If you want to, do you want to start layering the pears in for me?
Sure.
So we're going to go in a little design. So you can just pop them any way around it all there at all.
Right.
And then we're just going to keep folding all of this in here. And then we're going to be adding in our flour. So we have our plain flour, ginger, ground ginger again, and we have fresh ginger here.
So you've chopped fresh ginger, you're not grating it?
That's a little rough grate.
Okay.
So it's on the larger side. Again, it adds that nice little bit of texture. Yeah. So once that's all in, we're going to add in our flour, our bread soda and our ground ginger. And again, as Simon was saying, nice low oven, 150. Now you are, again, know your oven, get used to it. It could take an hour or a little bit more than that.
And if you wanted to swap pears for pineapples, would you take out the ginger and place the pineapples?
Mad for the pineapples, this one.
But just
she
the
works
way
for the
Simon's
Pineapple
doing it.
Association of Ireland.
Is there an association?
Yes, there is.
Former president.
Former President Laura Woods.
You can Google it.
The PIA. Pineapple PIA.
So we're going to pour our batter in then top. That was perfect.
Look,
thank you, Simon.
perfectly timed, too.
Beautiful.
So that goes all in there.
Oh,
Now
it's
it is
very
full.
wet.
It is a wet mix. That's what I was saying to you about your
It's
tin.
very loose.
It's a loose
Very
batter.
moist.
I knew you were mad to get that in. This goes into your oven at one. I'd need a little box to reach this oven.
Will I give you a hand up? Are you okay?
We'll have to bring a little box with me the next time. Good work.
How long does it go in for, Shane?
This goes in again for about an hour or a little if you want to grab that
At
for
what,
me.
160 is it?
180.
180, okay, for an hour.
So now this we have done. It's rested. We've taken
Sorry,
it out.
so you preheated to 150 but then turned it up to 180?
No, 150 all the way.
Nice.
It's on the website, I think.
Yes,
150 for an hour.
150 all the way, yeah, exactly. So low and slow.
Look
We've
at
loosened
this
it up.
bad boy.
This is my favourite part when he flips it.
Well, let's hope it doesn't end up on his shoe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to do this earlier and I was like, should live on the edge.
Live at the edge,
Listen,
exactly.
at least it's not live.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, huh?
So now we
And
have...
also make... Look at that. Here we
Now,
go.
just going to
And as you say,
peel
like
that
the
off.
Jamaica ginger cake, that
Oh my
beautiful texture is there.
That exactly. I'm going to clear some of this out of the way
Now,
here.
it does look a bit... It looks a bit heavy.
Doesn't at all.
It's really...
No.
If you don't
sorry.
want to taste, that's
Former
fine.
President of the Pineapple Association. She did. Look, right, you did.
It is rich. It's decadent. So you're not going to need a massive...
You say that, and
Yes. We have a little plate there, Simon. Do you want to pass those over?
we're not going to need a massive
There you go.
slice, but we'd like one.
Now, even cutting that in itself, like that's
Look
just...
at that. And so you let that rest, obviously, and
Yes.
cool down.
So you take it out of the oven and you let it sit then for about 5 minutes because you have to remember this is going to be molten hot caramel when you take it out. So let it sit, and then once it's rested, nice
Look at
texture
that,
of that. It's
just
absolutely beautiful,
magnificent.
isn't it?
It's a work of art. It'd be a shame to dig into it. And yet,
But you're
And
going
yes.
to.
for sure I
Right,
am.
listen, don't forget, Shane's recipe is going to be on his website, chefshanesmith.ie, and it's full of loads of treats you can try at home, worth checking out.
Look at that.
Or as ever, go to our website, we have the details as well.
Beautiful.